Hi everyone, I'm actually really excited to be here with you tonight. This is one of the funnest things that I do. Besides spending time with my husband and my children, I love teaching essential oil classes. And the reason why is because essential oils have really affected me and changed my family and thousands of other people that I've talked to all over the world. So I could literally tell you dozens and dozens and dozens of great experiences that I've had, but I'm gonna pick just two with essential oils. Number one, I have what's called restless leg syndrome. And that means that my legs are constantly jumping. And during the day, it doesn't bother me because I'm moving around a lot, but at night, I get woken up like sometimes 20, 30 times a night. And for a decade, I did not sleep well. And sleep is a pretty basic, foundational thing that you need for health and for happiness. And so it was really hard for me for a long time. I started using a product called Aroma Touch Oil that doTERRA has, and another product called Lifelong Vitality. It's a supplementation product. And within about 30 days, my legs stopped jumping. And it has been years since my legs have jumped. The only time they do is when I go on like a business trip and I forget my product. And after about 5 days, they'll start jumping again, and I'll get home and I'll take them again and they stop. It's been a huge change for me in my life. The second thing I wanted to tell you about is my husband. My husband is from Canada, and he played hockey growing up. By the time he was 25, he had such a bad back that he couldn't bend over and tie his shoes. He couldn't pick up our kids. He couldn't mow the lawn, or so he said. And we were spending hundreds of dollars a month, 3 days a week going to the chiropractor. And we didn't really see an end in sight. He started using an oil called Deep Blue. I think some of you have had an experience before with Deep Blue. It's super great on pain, on muscle aches and soreness. And he also started using the same product that I was using, Lifelong Vitality. And it was about probably a month and a half after he was using it. I went to him one day and I said, Patrick, I haven't heard you complain very much lately about your back. When was the last time your back hurt? And he looked at me and he said, you know what, Elise, I don't even remember the last time my back hurt. Now Patrick skis, he's super active, he can pick up our children. It's wonderful, it's changed his lifestyle, and it's completely changed our family. So my intention today is to teach you 3 cool things about oils. And if you leave this class knowing those 3 cool things, I've done my job. And to give you hope that essential oils and natural products can change your life and your family's life also. The first cool thing about essential oils is that they're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil. There's nothing taken away from the oil. They're simply pure essential oils without any side effects and no addictions. Essential oils are extracts from plants with amazing health benefits. You can give them to babies and children, adults, and the elderly. You know, a pure essential oil is 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And 1 drop of peppermint doTERRA essential oils is equivalent to drinking about 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that's really potent. And I'm gonna give you an experience right now about one of the most popular essential oils called peppermint. Who here has never used doTERRA peppermint before? Yeah, okay, come on up. You can come on up too. Okay, come right on up here. Go ahead, come stand right over here. Here we go. Now, don't be afraid, I'm gonna do this with you. All I want you to do is just stick your hand out, just like this, okay? And I'm gonna put, doesn't matter which hand, I'm gonna put 1 drop of peppermint in your hand, okay? So I'm gonna do it to me also, put 1 drop right here. Now I want you to take your finger and just dip it in that oil right there, and go ahead and stick that in your eye. Just kidding. Actually, this did happen in a class where someone like just put it right in their eye. Don't do this will hurt. But any time that you get essential oils in a sensitive area of your body, all you have to do is just put carrier oil over that. Now we like to use fractionated coconut oil, but you can use anything. You can use olive oil, canola oil, but the reason why we use fractionated coconut oil is because it doesn't have, it's actually really great for your skin. It doesn't have that like slimy, oily residue. So here we go. Take your finger and I want you to put it on the top of the roof of your mouth, just like that. Now take your hands and rub them together just like this, okay? Cup your hands, and I want you to try and breathe it in for 30 seconds. Now be careful not to touch your eyes because it might burn. Breathe it in. How does that feel? What do you think?
Opening up the senses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of wakens you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Whew, my lungs are like super open right now.
Yeah, that is just one drop
Cleared out the nose.
of essential oils. Yeah?
Yeah.
And that was equivalent to you drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea.
Wow.
Wow.
That's powerful, isn't it? Now don't worry, I'm gonna let everyone else have an experience. You guys can go ahead and sit down. Here we go. So go ahead and do the same thing. Rub your hands together, okay? And then cup your hands and breathe that oil in. Woo! What do you think? Isn't that amazing? That, my friends, is a pure essential oil. What I love about these oils is that they're CPTG standard, which means they're certified pure therapeutic grade. This means that they're completely pure and potent. Pure meaning there's no foreign contaminants or fillers, and potent meaning that every plant is grown in the place in the world where it grows best to give it the ideal chemistry. And when a plant has its ideal chemistry and we extract the oil from that plant, well, it does for our bodies exactly what we want it to do. So that is the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils. They're 100% natural and safe. So who here can tell me the first thing about doTERRA essential oils? Anyone remember? Yeah, go ahead.
They're natural.
They are natural. Now, I actually have something for you. I have a little gift for you. This is a little sample vial of doTERRA peppermint oil.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just like you experienced, it's invigorating, it opens up the lungs. It's actually great on fevers. It's a natural coolant for your body and super for headaches. You can just rub it wherever your head is hurting. So I think you'll like that.
Thank you.
So the second cool thing about essential oils is they're actually more effective than a lot of modern approaches we use for health ailments. Now, before we go on, is there anyone here that is in the medical profession right now? Is there anyone here? Oh, you are, okay. So we didn't have the years of schooling that you went to. So I'm gonna this next section might seem pretty elementary to you, but I'm gonna simplify it so that everyone else can understand. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Great, all right. So let's go back to Biology 101 and imagine that this is a cell in your body. And around that cell is an oily membrane. That membrane holds everything inside the cell that's supposed to stay in and keeps everything outside of the cell that's supposed to stay out. Now, the two things that are really harmful for cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually form on the outside of the cell. Viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. So if you're going to your doctor and you have a bacterial infection, a lot of times he will offer you an antibiotic, right? Now, that antibiotic you'll be on for 7 to 10 days, and most of the time it can get rid of the bacterial infection, although it creates problems and wreaks havoc on your gut and also on your hormones and your immune system. So, but if you have a viral infection and you go to the doctor, what does he say? Well,
Go home and wait it
that's
out.
right. He usually says, there's really, drink a lot of water, rest, go home and wait it out. And the reason why is because most of the medications that they're using are synthetic-based water medications. And we know that water and oil don't mix. So if you have a water medication, it has a really hard time penetrating that oily cell membrane. But essential oils are very different. Essential oils are oil-based, and they have a very easy time penetrating the oily membrane and stopping the duplication of viruses. So many times, essential oils are more effective than a lot of the medications that we use right now because they're very effective on bacteria and they're also effective on stopping the duplication of viruses. And that's the second cool thing about essential oils. So who here knows the second cool thing about essential oils? Yeah, okay, you're first, he was quicker. What is it?
They're super effective.
They are super effective. They're many times more effective than what we're using right now. So I'm gonna actually give you a little sample of On Guard, okay? On Guard is incredible on your immune system. It's great for soothing sore throats, and it's a super great hand sanitizer and a home sanitizer. So I think you'll like that. All right, now, the third cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is that they're way, way more affordable than traditional medical care. So I know that some of you are thinking, what? Let me explain. Who here, well, how much money do you actually pay to go in to see a doctor for a copay? How much does that cost you? Yeah.
Mine's like $20.
Okay, $20. Does anyone pay cheaper than $20 for a copay? Yes.
10.
Okay, $10. Anybody have, oh, you do? What?
Cheaper than 20, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm zero.
Okay, so you actually have no payment for a copay. Okay, we're actually gonna take zero. Okay, we're gonna take zero. And what if they were offering you an antibiotic, a medication, right? And maybe the generic form. How much would you pay for that medication?
Probably $8, maybe 10.
Okay, $8 to $10. What about you?
Mine's like 5 flat for everything.
Okay, $5. And I have a feeling.
Zero.
Yeah, so, all right, so let's actually take 0 and 0. Wouldn't we all agree that that would be the cheapest that we could actually go into the doctor and get medications, right? Well, when my children have, let's say, an ear infection, I take 2 drops of tea tree oil and 2 drops of lavender, and I put it just around their ear, and I send them to bed. 12 hours later, not 7 to 10 days with traditional antibiotics, right? 12 hours later, their infections are gone. That cost me, my friends, 64 cents. So whether it costs you $20 or whether it's 0 and you live in a country possibly that has free medical care, 64 cents is cheaper than the gas that you will pay in your car to get to the doctor. And we're not even including the half day you might have had to take off of work, or if it happens to be in the middle of the night and the Instacare that you go to. And many times, because of the antibiotics you're on, you need to take and buy a probiotic for a couple of weeks just to take care of the damage. Essential oils are very affordable. In fact, when I have people that will come up to me and say, I would love to use essential oils, but I don't know if I could afford them, I usually look at them and say, if that's where you are right now in your life, you can't not afford using natural medication and essential oils, because they will save you hundreds of dollars just this year in healthcare. That is the third cool thing about essential oils. They are very, very affordable. Okay, you know what's coming. Who knows the third cool thing about essential oils? I think you were first.
They're affordable?
They are affordable. They are affordable. Let's see what I have in here for you. Okay, I'm actually going to give you a little bottle of lavender. Lavender is really soothing. Not only is it soothing for your emotions, like when you have stress and anxiety, but it's great for your skin, bug bites, bee stings, sunburns. I think you're really gonna like it.
Thank you.
All right, so this is a little bit harder question. So let me see how well you've been paying attention. Who here can remember all 3 cool things about essential oils? Do you remember? All of you, let's see. I'm gonna go with you.
They're 100% natural.
Yep, they're natural.
They are more effective.
They are more effective.
And oh my gosh, they're affordable.
They are affordable. Good job. Super. All right. So I also have something for you right here. So I'm going to give you a little sample vial of tea tree oil. So it's fantastic. I already told you about ear infections, right? But also tea tree oil is great for acne. It's great for psoriasis, eczema, athlete's foot, anything related to the skin.
Okay.
So enjoy that.
Thank you.
Now that we know the 3 cool things about essential oils, let's talk about how we use essential oils. So the first way that we use essential oils is aromatically. So I want everyone to take your fingers and place them right here above the bridge of your nose right here. Right under your fingers is what's called the olfactory nerve, okay? And that olfactory nerve sends signals to your limbic system in the brain. You can put your fingers down, you look a little silly. So when you breathe in things, that olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system of your brain, which in turn sends signals to the rest of your body. Now, a lot of people think it's a little hokey to think that you can breathe in essential oils and it can affect your ailments. But let me give you an example. So let's say you're going to the dentist, and if he has to sedate you, he doesn't give you a shot or a pill. Many times he'll offer you laughing gas, and he'll ask you to breathe in that gas. And when those synthetic compounds hit that olfactory nerve, the olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system and then tells the rest of your body to relax, and even you become euphoric, right? Now, the exact same thing happens with essential oils. When we breathe in natural compounds, it hits the olfactory nerve. That olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system and immediately sends signals to the rest of your body. It can happen in less than 30 seconds. This is the fastest way to access the brain. So that is the first way that we use essential oils aromatically. Now, there's many ways that we can use them aromatically. For instance, we can just breathe them in like we did earlier with peppermint oil. We can put them in a diffuser and we can smell them all day long. Or you can simply just take an oil and take the lid off right here and just breathe it in. So I'm gonna give you an experience right now with wild orange. Everyone put their hand out, okay? This is one of my favorite oils and you'll figure out why. Go ahead and rub your hands together and cup your hands and try to breathe that in for 30 seconds. What do you think?
It smells super yummy.
Isn't that yummy? It's amazing. Not only does it smell good, but wild orange has natural compounds that help with stress, anxiety, and depression. So I take wild orange wherever I go. It's awesome. So who knows the first way that we use essential oils? Anyone? Okay, go ahead.
Aromatically.
Aromatically, that's right. Okay, you know you're gonna get something here, right? And this is a little sample vial of wild orange, okay? Now, just like you experience, it's invigorating, it's uplifting, and it's great for your mood.
Yes.
Yeah, yes it is. You're already smiling. Okay, the second way that we use essential oils is topically. We can actually apply them directly to the skin. Now, with children or with people with sensitive skin, we like to dilute the oil with fractionated coconut oil, right? And it works just as well. It just slows down the rate of absorption so you don't have that tingling sensation. Another place that I love topically to put oils on are on the bottoms of your feet. It's perfect for babies. The bottom of your feet is not sensitive and it absorbs into the system very quickly. So it's a really fast way to get into your system. So can anyone here think of some specific ailments that you would want to use the topical application of essential oils, where that would work the best? Yeah.
Like a bug bite, a mosquito.
Okay, great, like a bite. And you could put it just right on that bite, like Purify or peppermint or even lavender. Super, great. Anyone else? Can you think? Yes?
Sunburns,
A sunburn, okay. And how do you think you'd apply it?
topically.
Yeah, you topically, and you just put it right where you got burned, right? And in fact, if it was all over your body, you could actually put it in some coconut oil and it could go a lot further. Yeah, super. Okay, yeah, you had your hand up.
Yeah, arthritis.
Arthritis. Okay, so, and how do you think you'd apply arthritis, or for arthritic pain?
I don't know, maybe just like right on your joints that are.
Yeah, so maybe if your knuckles or your joints, you just rub it right on, just topically. Super. All right, who knows the second way that we use oils? Anyone? Okay, I'm gonna go with you.
Topically.
Great, that's right, topically. Now, I have something for you, and it's super for the topical application of essential oils. This is an oil, it's a blend actually called Deep Blue. Remember I talked a little bit about this. My husband used this for his back. It's great for back pain. It's also great for soothing muscles and tension. I think you're gonna really like it.
Oh, it smells really nice.
It does smell good. Yeah, it smells really, really good. Okay, now the third way that we use essential oils is internally. Essential oils, doTERRA essential oils, are not only safe to use internally, they are recommended. The CPTG standard makes it safe to ingest, unlike a lot of other brands. So the way that we use essential oils internally is you can actually take an essential oil and you can just put it in your mouth. Or you can also put it in water and drink it. If they don't taste really good, you can actually get little veggie caps and make your own little natural remedy concoction. So let's think of some ailments that you would use for the internal application of essential oils. What ailments would you use first for that? Yeah.
Did you say sore throats?
Okay, great. That's perfect. So you could use sore throats. You can actually put it in your mouth or just put it in water and gargle it. That's perfect. Can you think of another ailment that you would use for the internal application? Yes.
What about nausea?
Perfect. So any kind of upset stomach, nausea, anything like that, you can actually just, once again, drop it in water and you can drink it. And actually, Digestin we use for that, and it works so quickly. Like within 3 to 5 minutes, you can get relief. Super, super quick. Can anyone else think of, yes?
Could you use it for something like hypoglycemia?
You could, absolutely. In fact, there's an oil called Slim and Sassy that's really, really great to help, stabilize blood sugar levels. Yeah, super. All right, so who knows the third way that we use essential oils? Okay, right here.
Internally.
Internally, that's right. So I'm gonna give you a little sample vial of lemon, okay? And lemon is super great on detoxing. So how many of you love lemon in your water, right? It tastes so good. You actually just take lemon and you put it right in your water and you drink it, and it's fabulous for detoxing your whole body. And it tastes really, really great. Okay, so can anyone remember what ailments that you can think of that you would use all 3 applications of essential oils? Aromatic, internally, and topically. Can you think of, oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, if you have a really bad cold or flu.
Absolutely. So with a cold or flu, you're going to be breathing it in with a diffuser. You can rub it on your chest, right? And you can take it internally. In fact, doTERRA has a product called On Guard Soft Gels that are specifically for that. Yeah, super. Yeah, and you had your hand up.
Allergies?
Yeah, allergies is a perfect example. So once again, you can breathe it in either with your hands or a diffuser. You can rub it on your chest, right? And you can take it internally. And actually, doTERRA has a product called Tri-Ease that's specifically formulated for allergies. So that's a great example. So who here knows all 3 ways that we use essential oils? Can you think of something? Can you think of all 3? Anybody? Okay, go ahead.
Aromatically.
Aromatically.
Topically.
Topically.
And internally.
Internally, good job. Okay. And you're gonna get something else. Here we go. This is an oil. This is a sample called Breathe, okay? Breathe does exactly what its name. It helps you breathe day and night. It opens up your airways, and it's really great for your lungs and your sinuses. Okay? All right, now, this is the funnest part of the class. You're gonna get an opportunity to come up to the front and share a great experience that you've had with essential oils. And I'm gonna give you a little vial, a little essential oil vial to take home. But there's 2 rules. Number 1, it has to be less than 60 seconds. Okay, so short. And number 2, try to share an experience, a different health ailment than somebody else has shared, so they're different. Is that okay? All right, who wants to start? Who'd like to come up and start for us? All right, come on up.
One of the essential oils that we love to use is Breathe. My experience is with my small little one. He's always had breathing problems from the time he was really little, and he was always on that baby on the nebulizer. And as he got older, we had this $90 inhaler that he was using. And I always hated it because it made him all jittery and it made his heart pound really hard. And one day he came in, ran in, and he was just like coughing and wheezing. You guys know what it sounds like when people can't take in that breath? Oh, you just felt so bad for him. So I was running around looking for that inhaler, and then I remembered somebody had given me this essential oil called Breathe, and I said, oh, this is my chance to try it. I grabbed that Breathe, I rubbed it on his chest, I put it in his hands, and I had him cup it over his mouth. This little 5-year-old, within just a few seconds, about 30 seconds, he was taking full breaths. And that was such an exciting moment for me to realize, you know what, that really works.
All right. Okay, you were a little bit over a minute, but guess what? It was so good, I still want to give you an oil. This is an essential oil called frankincense. And frankincense is an incredible oil. In fact, it helps cells perform at optimal functions. So basically, you see it a lot in skincare, right? You can put it on your face. It's great for inflammation. I think you're really gonna love it. All right, who else would like to come up and share a good experience they've had? Come on up.
So my favorite oil is actually frankincense that we were just talking about. And I used it for the first time about a couple of years ago. My wife asked me to give it a try. I have this thing where when I'm driving, I get really anxious and angry sometimes. I'll be and so I actually have a frankincense oil in my car. And every time I'm getting a little stressed, or not just driving, but in work and other things like that, I smell the frankincense and I always feel calm afterwards. So
That's super. Okay, I do have an oil for you. It's not frankincense because I already gave it out, but it is, you could take hers. It is actually something that might help you calm down a little bit. It's called Serenity. Okay. It's actually great on stress and anxiety, and many people, it's incredible to help you sleep. So, all right, who else would like to come up and share a good experience that they've had with essential oils? Yeah, come on up.
So just last week I'm super anxious and I have depression. And this last week I was given a sample of Adaptive, and they told me just to, breathe it in and then to rub it on the inside of my wrists. And within probably just a few minutes after breathing it in, I actually started to relax. And I was overseas on a trip at the time, and it was really just calming, and it relaxed me, and I really loved it. So.
Oh, that's good. Adaptive has been so powerful for so many people. This is another oil called Elevation, and it's also great for emotions. Kind of is invigorating, it's uplifting. I think you might really like it.
Sweet.
All right, anyone else who would love to come up and share? Yeah, come on up.
So I have a friend who gave me a sample of Deep Blue just a little bit ago. I went on a 100-mile bike ride, and it was my first 100-miler.
That's a long bike ride.
It felt very long. And she gave me a sample of Deep Blue, and I was able to use it after my ride, and I just put it on my quads, knowing full well that the next morning I would still be sore. And I wasn't sore at all. And that was really one thing that sold me about essential oils. Being a nurse, to apply something topically and have it work was really pretty powerful for me.
All right, I have something for you too. Deep Blue is incredible, but I don't know if you've ever heard of Carbaiba.
I haven't.
So it's also great on pain. So you can use it also whenever you have pain or achy muscles, and I think you're really going to love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I have one more oil. Does anyone else want to come up and share a good experience that they've had with essential oils? Oh, come on up.
Yeah, mine would be the On Guard. I had a really bad sore throat, and so it was a friend of mine that said, hey, why don't you try this? And so I didn't know what to do with it, and he didn't really explain very well, but I went ahead and I was kind of reading through it, and I just put it a couple of drops in some water and just kind of gargled with it, and then at that point I did, you're supposed to take it internally too, so I gargled and went and swallowed, and it was a nice, good feeling. It wasn't super hot, but it just felt good, and then I did that a couple of times for the next couple hours, once every hour or so, and felt great.
That's awesome. That's great. All right, I have a little sample for you called Aroma Touch. This was actually an oil that I used on my legs for my restless leg syndrome, but it's super great for circulation. It's really great for massage. You can try it if you think,
Awesome.
yeah, you're welcome. All right.